And your Christmases? Start with the first Christmas you remember.
Oh, I can't remember when I was small. I don't remember anything. But they always had one present from Santa Claus. Just one. Mm-hmm. And then the rest was from Mom and Dad, you know.
One per child or one for everybody?
One per child, and then maybe a couple other little things, you know. But I don't remember any real Christmas presents until I was probably in 6th or 7th grade, and we got our first pair of skates. And I was so excited about that. But then I thought, why didn't they buy me a pair that looked like girl skates? They were called tubular skates, black. And what I wanted was either a white or a tan girl's figure skate. That's the type I want.
You got hockey skates.
But amazingly enough, we did a lot of skating, and I learned how to really skate. I even skated backwards sometimes. And so I learned. And then, of course, when I got older, I bought myself a real nice pair of white figure skates. And so then I skated for years. And then Bob got me a real expensive pair for my 40th birthday. And I didn't fall on the ice rink, but I fell in the store because they had all this greasy stuff on the floor when they were just going to close, you know, in the Newbury store. And I walked up to buy a tie for Roger, and I fell backwards. Oh. And hit my head, and Bob said it sounded just like a pumpkin squash. And
so you liked ice skating, and you always loved Sonia Henney.
Oh, I
Tell me
loved
about
skiing. That. I was skiing. He didn't want to ski because he was nervous.
I had the dog run between my legs down in the park.
I know. So anyway, after I was skiing for many years by myself and with the neighbors and that, I said to him one day, you know, when the kids are getting older, you should really have a pair of skis. So we did. We outfitted them with skis and ski poles and boots. He came with me a few times. But see, I don't know if he ever went down the ski hills with me. You didn't, did you?
Where did you ski?
Down, but not, you know.
Did you go down the high one?
All I could do is stand up.
Where did you ski?
Right in
Mine were ridge top hickories.
Right in front of me.
Oh, the big hill. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure,
yes.
and I would imagine I would go down that ski hill and use the ski toe 15 times a night.
It's huge.
That's how
I know. And I loved it. And then tobogganing. Oh, did I love tobogganing. But then after a while, and then for a while we took the kids, but then after a while they weren't using it so much, you know. But you had to be careful because I told the kids you've got to keep your legs in, because if you don't, you can have a broken leg, you know.
You could.
Sure, it's dangerous.
In ice skating, did you ice skate at that time? Were you ice skating then too?
Oh, I was ice skating, sure. Listen, I'm talking about like before I even got married, and I'd take my skis, and I think my dad would bring me down to the slopes, you know, to ski. And then, if I didn't find somebody to have a ride home with, I'd carry those skis home and go all the way home 5 miles. I don't know how I did it.
I don't know either.
But then usually I had, there was a girl called Phyllis. Not Phyllis, what was her first name? Carol Woods. And she was my best pal for skating. We skated together all the time, and then we also went skiing. And so anyway, then finally he did go a few times with me, you know. But then Mark, he liked to ski. And he was out there skiing, and Daryl did a little bit, but not much. Daryl didn't do too much. Well, he skated, though. Yeah, he was down there skating when I had Mark, and he was small. Those two, Mark and Daryl and Roger, they were skating. And they were doing pretty good, yeah.
Now, the 8th edition, you were up on a hill,
Yeah.
and you overlooked the woods, and you let your boys with knives go into the woods.
It's called the Ishpeming Sports
I-
Club.
I wouldn't let the boys what?
You let the boys take knives and run into the woods. You didn't. You let them
Knives?
run. Oh yeah, you let them have knives when they were little. Daryl said he did. He didn't tell you.
Why
You let
did-
them go out into the woods in front of the 8th edition, and you never had to worry about
No,
them.
they didn't. I didn't. I used to say, don't go near the water. You know, because
And?
you drowned or anything. Yeah.
And they went near the water.
Well, he said they went, but then
They didn't drown.
no, they didn't drown. So anyway, they always had a good time playing there, and they always hoped that they would open it up on the end of Tea Lake so that they could have swimming. But they didn't until just maybe 3-4 years ago now. And so Daryl, he and some of his friends, they would hop in this end of the lake. They weren't supposed to, but they did. They hopped in and went swimming a little bit, but Roger didn't, and Mark didn't either.
So you quit skiing and skating.
Well, I had to because he said that if I fell backwards and had a concussion, he didn't want me to go on the ice. And I had never fallen in my life. Not once did I ever fall on that ice. I had very good balance then, very good.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy up there. He was an old bachelor, and he would take the girls, and he taught us how to skate backwards. And we really learned how to skate backwards. And I always said, you know, I always thought Sonia Henny. I always thought a lot of her. I wish I could be a figure skater someday.
She was a star. She
Yeah,
was
I know.
in movies.
Yeah, and see, in those days I was thin.
Mm-hmm.
There was no weight on me at all, and I was exercising like that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Very healthy, very vibrant.
but when you get over 50 and into 60, look out.
Look out. Okay, it gave you a thrill.
It just gave me a thrill when I got at the top of the ski hill and I started down. It was just so thrilling to go down those high hills. And I even did that when I was a little girl at the neighbors up by my mother's. That's where I really learned. And one of the neighbor boys that was about my age, that was Lloyd Cox, he made a hill in the back of his yard, and quite a good hill. And he had me come over there, and boy, I went over that hill like nothing. There was nothing to it. That was what we call the bump, you know, going down.